I've posted on YouTube every single day for over a year now. I'm going to be breaking down the lessons that I wish I knew when I was first getting started that would have allowed me to be exponentially further ahead than I am now. I grew to 7,000 subscribers within a year. That's how much I gained from when I started to a year later. I'm at about 8,200 at the time of this recording, and I would be so much further ahead if I knew these things when I started. So let's get into the first one, and that is going to be you need to pick a niche that you have credibility in and you need to stick to it. So when I was first getting started, I was just talking about all different kinds of self-improvement, from anything from meditation, fitness, working out, making money. There was no central theme with my channel, so no one knew what they were getting. It was just all kinds of random shit. Instead of being a unified channel teaching people a specific solution to a problem that they have in their lives like I do now, which is around dating and masculinity, mostly around improving the dating aspect of life. Like that's that end outcome that people really want, is to get better quality girls, more girls, whatever it is they want exactly. And I teach them how to do that through improving their communication, their fitness, their style, like all different things, their mindset. That is how that's what I sell, is that transformation of going from someone who, like my younger self, was shy, insecure, to confident, outgoing, and able to have tons of success with girls. So that's the specific thing that I sell now. I wish I started that when I first was posting on YouTube, because I would have had so much more success. What you gotta understand is that YouTube needs to learn your content. It needs to test out pushing your content to new people. And when it starts to really figure out who to push your content to, it will start pushing it more and more and more. And YouTube is favoring small channels who are extremely niched. So the more niched you are, especially in the start, the more YouTube's gonna figure out who to push your content to. And it's gonna actually allow you to attract in your dream audience and grow quicker and quicker. So that's the first thing. And boys, I also made you guys a YouTube strategy board. So if you want to start posting on YouTube, you want to keep an organized system, you want to be able to post 7 days a week like I can, you're going to need a strategy board. You're going to need to take everything from an idea, a title, a thumbnail, editing. You're going to need to organize it all and have everything systemized if you truly want to succeed. So I'm giving you for free my YouTube strategy board that's allowed me to post consistently every single day for a year on my main channel. And that's first link in the description below. Now, the second thing is you're going to want to make videos that have proven titles and ideas. So just recently, I tested out a new idea. I think it was I don't know exactly, but it was something like 7 ways to stay shredded while partying or something. And I thought it was a good idea, but it only got 200 views. And like I said, I've got 8,200 subscribers at this point, and that video completely flopped. So that was just something I got from ChatGPT, and I thought it was gonna sound good, and I was like, oh, that's cool, but it didn't work at all. Whereas there's times when I see someone else, it's called an outlier video, someone else in my niche, in a similar niche, has done a video title, an idea that is proven and it works, and then you can take that exactly as it is and put your own sort of spin on it in terms of what you're actually gonna say. You can just take the title and the idea and use that, or you can change it slightly. So I can give you an example of this as well. So there is this guy who said, there was a title, it was something like, I forgot what it was, but I put a spin on it. So I did it the way he had it exactly, and it worked. And then I also did a spin on it. Instead of saying it was like, let's just pretend ripped men get all the options. It was something like that. But I said disciplined men get all the options. And that also did okay. It wasn't the best that it's performed on my channel, but it did much better than the 7 ways to get shredded and party. So you're gonna wanna use proven ideas and titles, and this is called outliers. There's this really cool tool called vidIQ, which allows you to see if a video is an outlier, and it's really just based off of how many views it's gotten for how small the channel is. So you really want to look at what these small creators in your niche are doing, what videos have worked for them, because those are kind of proven ideas that you can copy, you can put your own slight spin on, or you can actually just take that title and put whatever you want in terms of the actual content in the video, and it's going to do much better than if you just pulled some random shit from your mind or ChatGPT. If it works, it works. Why make it any more difficult? This is not school. You're not cheating. It's not a test. Just do what works if you want to succeed. That is what I've been doing, and it's been giving me a ton of success. So the next thing is you're going to need to experiment and find out what style of thumbnail is going to work for your channel. So for me, what I've learned is that a picture of me with either one girl by my side or me in the middle with two girls by my side and then some text sometimes works really, really well. So that's the style of thumbnail that I do for my main channel. And that was something that I had to figure out with my YouTube coach. We were testing all different kinds of things, like picture of a headshot with some text. Like we did all different things for the longest time, and that's eventually what clicked. And now I know how to use that, how to make it work. One thing is you're gonna wanna really switch things up whilst keeping the same sort of style. So for example, like one thing I noticed was the thumbnails I was using like 5 months ago were very, very similar. The titles were all really similar, and the views actually dipped to the lowest they'd been in like a while, and I was getting like 500 or 1,000 before then. They went down to like 100, 200, 300. I'm like, what the fuck happened? But we were really we were just using the same titles, the same thumbnails, and it was getting really repetitive. So there was nothing new. Even though what I said was different, it wasn't capturing people's attention to want to click it. That's a really big thing when it comes to YouTube is you're really going to want to make clickable content. You want people to actually want to watch what you're putting out there. And that's where the title, the thumbnail, and the actual idea of the content comes into play. It's really important that you focus on these things because this is what's actually going to get people to see who you are and what you have to say and listen to you. So it all kind of starts there. That's super, super important. Now, the next thing is you actually don't need a ton of views to make money, but you really want to attract in your dream clients. This goes back to staying niche. This goes back to really everything we've been saying so far is just attracting in your dream clients by the right titles, the right thumbnails, the right niche. All of those things are what brings in the people that you want to work with. So if you're going to have a coaching business like I do, you want to be attracting in the kind of people who want to do business with you. If I was talking about knitting on my channel like a couple times here and there, like people will be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Why are you putting knitting on a masculinity dating channel? It's not attracting in your dream clients. And I know that's an extreme example, but it goes to prove the point. You really need to stay niche. You really need to stay in alignment with what it is you're selling, the transformation that you have done yourself and have credibility in. Anything related to that that can go and lead on to selling your program is good. That's really what you want to focus on. And then you don't need that many views. If you got 50 people who were watching your content, but they were 50 specific people who had that exact issue and they wanted to work with you, you can start making money from this. You don't need to have thousands and thousands of subscribers. Of course, it does help, don't get me wrong, but you can start making money when you're really small if you have the proper sales and marketing systems in place. And I teach that in other videos. It's not what I'm going to dive into on this one. But the last thing is, YouTube is a game of consistency and iteration. This is the biggest thing that I want to preach is if you stay in the game long enough, what I mean by stay in the game, it's like you keep posting, you keep trying, you keep iterating, you don't stop. You will eventually succeed. I didn't really have much success for the first 5 or 6 months with this, but I didn't give a fuck. I just kept posting, doing what I could to succeed. And eventually, with enough iteration, with getting a YouTube coach, with trying to figure things out, I ended up having success with this. I live financially free. I travel the world. I make 5 to 10K per month on the low end with this the last few months. And I've been living my dream life because I just kept posting every single day and iterating the process until I got the results that I wanted. That's the biggest takeaway that I want to give you. If you can come into this and you can start posting with the mindset of, I'm just going to post every single day for 3 years or more. I don't care how long it takes, but eventually it will work. And I'm just going to try and get better every single day. Then you will make it. But if you're someone who expects success overnight, if things don't start going your way right off the bat and you start getting discouraged, then you're not going to make it. That's the cold, hard truth. So you really need to be in this for the long game. End of the day, think about it. What is your options? Are you going to work a 9 to 5? You're going to work at McDonald's, fucking slave away for nothing? Or do you want to live financially free, be able to travel the world like I'm in Scandinavia now, having the most fun I've ever had while still working, making more money than the motherfuckers at McDonald's who are slaving away, and I barely even work, sometimes just 3-4 hours a day at most. So that's the life that you can live if you're consistent, if you constantly iterate and you follow all the steps when you start the channel like I just told you. And once again, if you want the YouTube strategy board, that's going to really, really help you out and get you success early on. So that's completely for free. It's the first link in the description below. You can grab that now.